Hello, seekers, fellow seekers. My name is Dan Paulson. Welcome to the channel. I think I've found a way to make this more fun, more interesting, and more interactive. Okay, what are we doing? We're looking for a template that is common around the world. How do we do that? By seeing a lot of different things, and it takes time to do that. I've taken the time, but I realize people don't have the time. So what I've thought about here was taking component parts that sound very similar from different times and different places, but putting them together, just taking a piece, not leading up to it, just taking the verses that sound the same. You'll just see that as it comes about. And I could make this big, but I'm just going to pick 4 parts. And what I'm going to use is the Jewish book of Enoch, non-canonical gospel that is recommended by Genesis and by Paul in the New Testament. The Babylonian creation myth, the Enuma Elish, classical Greek mythology, and it would not be complete without ensuring we include with every video the Holy Bible. Okay, what I'm going to do then is grab those parts and just read them. I'll announce where they come from, read them through, and I'm not going to interpret them. I'm just going to read them. Let's get started. Okay, and in no particular order, you'll see what I've got here is Ezekiel on the top, then Enoch, Enuma Elish, and then the Argonautica, the Greek myth. So let's start at the top. Ezekiel 39:11 through 12, the burial of Gog. It's from the Bible. This is the NRSV translation. On that day I will give to Gog a place for burial in Israel, the valley of the travelers, east of the sea. It shall block the path of the travelers, for there Gog and all his horde will be buried. It shall be called the valley of Hamon Gog. 7 months the house of Israel shall spend burying them in order to cleanse the land. Book of Enoch. This is the first book, Joseph B. Lumpkin translation. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go bind Semjaza and his team who have associated with women and have defiled themselves in all their uncleanliness. When their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations under the hills of the earth, until the day of the consummation of their judgment, and until the eternal judgment is accomplished. This is the Enuma Elish from Tablet 4, Timothy J. Stephanie translation. And the gods who were her allies, who had stood beside her, all of them shook in fear and struck with terror and fled. Yet he allowed them to give themselves up, sparing them, since they were at once encircled and not allowed to escape. So he had them bound and destroyed all of their weaponry, and they were trapped within a net, and there they remained. Then they shrank back, overcome as they were by despair. Argonautica, Greek myth. This is going to sound different. The Harpies. This is a very condensed version. I've just grabbed a few things here to describe this. It's a big story, so I'm trying to condense it. Phineas is a seer, but long ago sinned, and Zeus punishes him every day. He can't eat his food. There are horrible creatures, the hounds of Zeus, the Harpies, defile his food every day and leave behind a horrible stench. Boreas's sons, that's the north wind, Boreas, prepared to kill him when they returned next. They needed information from Phineas. Phineas was going to trade it to them for their adventure, but they had to do him a favor first. The creatures came, and the sons went after them, ready to destroy them. But Iris, the rainbow messenger of God, came down from heaven and stopped them. They must forbear to kill the hounds of Zeus, she said, but she swore by the waters of the Styx, the oath that cannot be broken, that they would never trouble Phineas again. Okay, how do those sound? That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to interpret. You do that. Put your comments below. What do you think they are? Go ahead and pick them apart. You know what I'm doing. Those are the things that you see as you start looking at a lot of material and go, how come these sound so similar? And you can look at them and put them side by side and go, oh yeah, they do sound similar. But what does that take? It takes getting all of it in your head in order to see it. So what I think I can do is start working with people to, let's find these comparisons in different places and start looking at it, which is actually what will happen now. Instead of me just interpreting it and saying it and people looking at it, in a case like this, people are going to engage with it and go, oh yeah, what does that mean? He didn't say. Let's go ahead and figure it out. So yeah, comments below, put your Put your own interpretations. What do you think's going on in those stories? And you know what? I want to say that there's a general thing happening right there. There's a little bit of variation in details in each one of them. So not everything is going to match between the stories, but there's going to be a big concept that is the same in all of them. That's what we're looking for. That's it for this video. And I will do a follow-up later on. We can go ahead and do the interpretation at another time. And let me know what you think about this. This might be a good way to do videos, actually. This might be, let's go through the steps. Video 1, what does it look like all over the place to see a called person? Step 2, what does it look like all over the place to get supernatural aid? That sort of thing. And getting to places like this where these stories are the next, going to be a sequential part in the story along the way. If you saw numbering there in the beginning between Ezekiel and Enoch that looked a little strange, don't put anything into that. I believe that's an accident. Numbers were not originally put in these scriptures. They were put in later. So the 12 and the 13s or 11, 12, whatever, that's just an accident right there. Okay. Comments, questions? Let me know what you think. And of course, it would be cool to see kind of conversation going on. So I hope that comes about. But at any rate, this is fun stuff right here, isn't it? Yeah, you look at that and you go, can you look at that and go, okay, yeah, I do see those things. If you can't, you're going to struggle with it. If you can see right off the bat that, yeah, there's some pattern, there's something in there that sounds similar, you're going to be all right with it. It's just a matter of learning how the analogous verbiage transitions into a single step in the mind. These are going to fit in the mind. They go there, but not simply, they don't simply go in the mind. Remember that they also fit a hierarchy and a part of our time in life. Can you place that? You find out what they're doing here. All right. Love one another. I'll see you in the next video.